So, granted, I'm just an idiotic, stupid dog, but I told him, man, if you're going to ramble on like that, you can't be doing that kind of horse shit, that kind of soused up bullshit in front of people. You got to latch the windows closed. Jeepers, creepers, they can hear you all right. They can hear you all the way under the thoroughfare. I mean, come on, you're broadcasting this bullcrap. And the man looked at me, he was teetering, he was like rancid, he stunk, his veins were all plump. They were bluish. It looked like on his head he had a map, a road map of some of the old, villages along the old rivers in the Tuscany region. It was disgusting. His veins were sticking up on his temples and his forehead because he was so stressed out. And everybody was like, what the frick? Nobody can stand this bullshit. This is disgusting. Listen, calm down. You're sweating like a pig and it's like 52 degrees. What's the matter with you? Your hair's pointing out. You're going bald before eyes. The only trouble is you're going bald, but your nostril hairs are getting 5 times longer. It's disgusting. You got eye boogers like a volcano. What's going on, big guy? Calm down. What's going on? The man, he looked at me and said, Dog, you don't understand. The whole weight of the world is upon me. They got a comet that's going to crash into the sun. It's going to make amorphous, cloud bursts. It's going to ruin the internet. They got a green comet that nobody could find. They got Chinese weather balloons floating all over our hemisphere, both the northern and, we're considered the western. I mean, the northern and the western hemispheres got Chinese balloons, and that's the Chinese balloons are floating in the southern. I mean, what do you think them Chinese are doing? They're seeding. They're making zombies, or they're making, AIDS virus or the new coronavirus. They're seeding us. They're dropping the pollen to destroy us. Are you stupid? You don't get it? They're floating balloons, and it drops the COVID. We're going to go on for another 350 years, but every Chinese guy alive right now in their government saying, we win. 400 years from now, those Americans are going to be dead. The Chinese measured our caldera. They said, we thought the caldera would get you, and you'd blow up like 5 or 6 states, ruin like a third of the country right in the center. Drain out your Great Lakes, destroy your Mississippi River. Once the caldera, listen, all the adherents have to look it up. You think we're not finite? Look up the caldera. Yellowstone, the geysers, the hot springs, the sulfur pools. That's what it's all from, you morons. It's all been written. We are doomed. But the Chinese were like, it's not happening fast enough. That caldera might be 10,000 years. We don't know. It could blow up tomorrow. It could blow up 10,000 years. And looking at it, it's going to blow up at least 8,000 years from now. The Chinese sent up weather balloons to seed the United States, Canada, Mexico even. You don't think China wants to pull up on them cartels? Come on. So China is seeding us to kill us out. Before, they were doing it by the jets. If you looked up and there was a clear day and all the jets are flying over, but then there's one jet that's leaving like a big stream of smoke behind it, a 2-pronged stream of smoke, like 2 shoelaces tautly pulled together, 2 banjo strings, 2 guitar strings, the 6th string in G major, pulled across the sky, and they kind of evaporate and waft away. They were seeding us then. That was our own people seeding us. They were trying to give us fluoride, and they were trying to give us, I think they were trying to give us a little Viagra, something. They were trying to make us more randy. It doesn't matter. The funny thing is, even though all these Chinese people are coming up with ways to destroy us, and they're seeding us with the COVID right now, these balloons, Biden can't shoot them down because then it'll be a total destruction. This way, at least it's seeded. Maybe we can come up with something. Maybe it won't be a big enough rate of the pest to kill us out. So Biden's not going to shoot it down because it would drop it right in the center of the great, the great whatever you would say, the great states, the prairie states, or up around North Dakota and up into Ontario, that kill out a whole bunch of moose, salmon, and also a whole bunch of people. So he's like, I can't do it. The Chinese just got us over. The Chinese were trying to wind the clock a little faster, like the caldera is going to get you, but we can't wait that long. They're going to give you some extra weird COVID. They're floating over with weather balloons that Biden's afraid to shoot down. It's okay. Because the whole thing is, them Japanese or the Chinese or whoever it is, they ain't going to win anyway. I mean, I'm not going to say any jokes about Jehovah God Almighty, I was going to say one joke like, hey, you think God is, Japanese? Maybe he is. Maybe God's Chinese? Maybe he is. Maybe God's Japanese. Maybe God's Chinese. Maybe he is. So I'm thinking, hey, we know he's not white, okay? We all thought he was brown. It's where the Mesopotamia and the created civilization, where all the Jews live today, where they used to live, all the Palestinians and the Arabs, they're all brown. They're not necessarily black. They're definitely not lily white with blue eyes and blonde hair. We know that much. So, whatever. If you want to look to the future, look no further than the big sunburst that fries out all the, the thing except for the AI. That'll be the funny part. When it's just roaches and mankind battling it out among the AI and the AI is about to wipe us out, there'll be a big sunburst that Jehovah wrote right in there, right in the script, a big sunburst that'll take out all the AI in one fell swoop. Don't let the AI know that we have the cloud burst or whatever you call it, the sunburst, the corona things where the sun emulates out great big giant radiated, monsoons of, radiation, whatever, X-ray, vision, whatever, things zipping through the air. And that way, if the AI doesn't know how to protect themselves, they can't protect themselves. It's like sunblock. The AI will come up with sunblock for those things. But that's our only hope. That's, on an experimental Saturday, when you're preaching that someday the AI will rule, and the only thing that can save us is a big sunburst corona blast from the sun, that they said could knock out the internet. I mean, I'd knock it out soon. We'll go back to rubbing two sticks together, but at least we'll survive, and that'll be better for everybody.